it during the show. It'll be great.
Totally do.
And what is up, guys? It is me, Hand from Above, joined with my two partners in crime tonight. We actually have Nadman here this week.
Yay.
Shocking. And
Just like
Brandon.
the magic card.
And
What's more shocking is that people play Shock.
It's a good card. So, as always, guys, we are sponsored by CardHoarder.com. So, please show them some love and give them a follow because, yeah, those fire sales they run are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Broke Decay for 3 tickets.
Yep.
That's
What?
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the better ones of late, seeing as the Broke Decay is actually just going to keep its value.
Or Verdict
go
for,
up.
I think it was 4 verdicts for 2.
Yeah.
That's
pretty good too.
Pretty good.
I like the Abrupt Decay. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So, if Nadman can check out the new overlay that's in
I
progress.
just looked at that. It looks pretty awesome.
You like your Phoenix card?
Yes. Yeah. I'm all about that.
I know. So, as always, guys, this is Stay of the Gathering, a weekly podcast where we talk everything Magic and some things that aren't.
Yeah. What do we talk about that's not Magic related?
I don't know. We get on
I sometimes do some shout-outs to StarCraft related stuff when I do my sign-up.
Oh, you know what? We talk about Nadman's kittens.
Yeah,
Yes.
we haven't
His
talked
kid-
about the kittens.
His cats are a very, very common topic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, other than that, we go the flow of the show as we talk about our weeks, then get into generally news of the day.
Yeah, if
News
people
of the
could see
week.
the Google Doc today, you'd be really impressed. I totally did it and didn't just randomly write some crap in there. I'm thinking of a knock-knock joke, might tie it all together, but like the 5 lines I already have,
Yeah, you're pretty impressive this week, bud.
it's going for it, man.
So,
pretty good.
alright, let's go into our weeks. Brandon.
What did I do? Oh yeah, I played Standard and I got my ass kicked. It was terrible. Like, I won the first 2 rounds really easily. And then I played, like, this white weenie deck that was playing, Path of Bravery, like, the life gain enchantment.
What?
And he beat me.
What?
I was playing the removal deck and he beat me. I was like, I don't know what just happened. How did you win? Your deck's awful. I looked at it after and it's like, these are just 1/1s. You're playing Suntail Hawk. Suntail Hawk was in his deck and I lost to it, so it was a little weird. And then I lost to...
Honestly, it's humbling at times when that happens.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was really random. I think... I don't know. He blew me out. Like, how he won is I played the Anger of the Gods, and I was sure he didn't have Brave the Elements, and I guess he just, like, spiked it. And, like, he had one draw step that I didn't know about, or I wasn't sure if he had it or not, and he had it, so that didn't go very well. So that was pretty good. Or he was the most patient player ever, because I was killing a lot of his guys. But yeah, I don't know. He got me. So then I went on to play, like, this Boros. It's like a Boros control deck. Kind of a brew, but it was cool. And I misinterpreted, or, like, I misread his deck, and I thought he was a creature deck because he's playing Spark Trooper. Yeah, I know, it's a control deck with Spark Trooper. Anyway, so I boarded in a bunch of removal. I'm like, man, he didn't draw any creatures. And then the next game, like, on the second game, he had 4 Chain of the Rocks. I was like, oh, okay, I think I got this wrong, and I lost that game. And I was like, well, yeah, that was my own fault. If I figured out what he was actually playing, I think, like, my sideboard obviously would have been way different. I'd taken all my removal and just gone, like, the kind of thing you do versus a control deck was all threats and disruption. And I think I'd have had a really good shot there, especially on the play. But, yeah, he got there. And then I played a friend of mine who's playing a blue-green flash deck, and he just, like, walked over me. It was brutal.
And what deck were you playing?
I was playing my Jund list.
Oh.
Yeah, I switched it up a bit. I took out Apollo Chronos and a Scavenging Ooze, so I was down to 2 of each of those. And I was trying 2 Xenagos, the Planeswalker, and he seemed really good sometimes, and he seemed really bad sometimes, whereas Apollo Chronos and Scavenging Ooze have always just felt really good. So I think I probably want to go back on that change. I don't think that was the reason. I ran a little poorly, and I made some bad decisions, and obviously that wouldn't match my sideboard.
I guess
really
I'll
poorly.
have to teach you then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, didn't go well. I guess Pat, you're gonna have to teach me how to sideboard.
I'll teach
think
you how to. I'll teach you how to standard.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Sure.
You have the standard.
All right. I mean, we'll look at the results in a bit here. Go ahead.
All right, man. How was your week, brother?
So I played some Magics,
Ooh.
did some gaming since over the weekend. Conspiracy was out.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah,
So
dude.
I got to do some Conspiracy. I only got to do one draft. I'm doing
How'd you
another
do?
one this Saturday. Made top 4.
Nice.
Nice.
And we did. I don't know how you guys did the Conspiracy draft. Our store did a little bit different, I think, than most stores. Is we had 2 pods firing at the same time, kind of thing. But
Okay.
within our pod, you play your first 4 people or 3 people. I guess
Yeah.
it's a 4-person free for all thing, and you get a point for each person you eliminate, and then you play
Oh.
different people, and again you get points, and you add it up to eventually you have like a top 4 kind of thing, and you battle it out in the free for all. Well, my deck was awesome. Very few creatures in it, but some amazing spells. Like I was able to get 3 brainstorms in it, and I had the conspiracy card that said whenever I play an instant or sorcery of that name card, I got to draw a card. So I picked brainstorm, so I draw 4 cards instead of 3.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, and then I'd have like 2 siphon souls in there, and the black card that deals damage equal to the number of creatures. So I killed 2 people in 1 turn with that, and and so basically when it got to the final 4, they were like, "Oh, your deck is no, team up, dead." And I was
Too
like,
good.
"Oh."
You're dead.
Yeah. How did
So-
I gotta ask? How did you get 3 brainstorms?
So
They're
I they are common for one, and they all got past me one after another. And this was pack 3 too when this happened, because I had switched into blue pack 2, and then pack 3 they got past, and I was like, yes, boom, 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 gobble them all up.
Sure.
It was great. So I had
Actually,
blue, black, splashing like 5 green cards in there to just get a little bit more value.
Yeah.
So
did you have any of those cyclers? Like, did you have Elvish Apparition or whatever to cycle for green mana?
no, but so one of the people got the Lore Seeker that gets a pack from a different. You add an extra booster, and somebody picked Theros, and so I got Temple of or whatever, the blue-green one.
Oh, nice. So you got to
and,
splash with that.
and then I had 2 lands that let me tap for different colors. Like one of them, you put a token onto it, you can remove that charge counter and tap it for any color mana. And then the other land that I can tap it and get a mana of any land that I would have produce, essentially. So I had like 3 different
So you
extra
opened her up like
forces.
cool too.
Yeah, so I got some
pretty
good stuff, and then I had that whatever his elder guy that costs 2 for a 1/1. You can sack it and get a land.
Yeah.
Had that in there. So just some Tribe Elder guy. So it was like a super sick deck, and I was very happy. I had a blast being able to draft. Having all these like, oh, I'm revealing this card and stuff like that. And I actually got the only reveal construct that I got was the one that let me open another booster pack. And I picked it up near the end of pack 1, and I was like, oh, you're sitting here, you're going to be passing it to me next? Okay, you know what? Let me open your next booster and see what you have in there and get an idea of what you're going to be playing, what you're going to pass to me. Kind of plan ahead according. So I had so much fun. I'm really excited to start drafting again with the conspiracy stuff. I picked up that Lore Seeker guy for my cube. I think there's like one other construct that I want to get for it, but
That's the added pack one, right? Lore Seeker?
yes.
Yeah.
That guy's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I found that this set, like, for cubers is just the best. Because there's so many cards that are only cuber cards.
Yeah.
Like, all the conspiracies, they're not legal in any format other than, limited. So, you just throw them in your cube and you get them, like, people just walked up to me the whole night and they're like, here, take this. Like, alright, sweet, World Knit for
Thanks.
free. I'm alright with it. Got, like, a Lore Seeker for free. A couple of those face-up draft cards. They're kind of sweet for that.
Yeah, there's definitely some really fun stuff that I'm excited to test out. And besides that, I did get to play some Modern on Tuesday.
Nice.
Running Infect right now. Next week, I'm going to be playing Merfolk. Since my
Fishy.
buddy, I got him into Modern, and he spent a bunch of money and made himself a storm deck. And so he's going to come up, and he currently has our Mutavaults in his standard deck. So when he comes up, I'm going to steal the Mutavaults, put them in the modern deck, and play Merfolk next week. But I don't know. Again, it was fun playing. In fact, I played against a deck. It was pretty much a mono red deck running snow-covered mountains and that Scred card.
Yes.
It's a 1-drop red spell instant, deals damage equal to the number of snow permanents you control.
Yup.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did not expect it.
Did you win?
I beat him once, and I was doing really well, and then he was able to pull out what is the Blood Moon when I was tapped out, and
GG.
could I had Abrupt Decay in hand, and up to that point I had not seen any Blood Moons. But I poured them in specifically against dealing with it, and he also had that one enchantment that you put a charge counter on it and counter the first spell essentially of that cost. And so
Chalice the Void?
Yeah. So all my stuff, my deck has only 2 cards that cost 3 mana in it, and that's Wild Defiance. Everything else is 2 or 1 mana. So he got that out like turn 2, and I was like, well, that was fun.
You can Rug Decay it.
Right, but still, So I had some issues in that matchup, but everything else is pretty straightforward with the matchups that I played. I always seem to play the guy that is running Junk over there, and it's always really, really close matches, but he always takes it in the end because he always gets out his Liliana, or he always, locks down his Spellskite and just gets all the mana, and I can't do anything. So
Spellskite seems so brutal, Wrist Infect.
Yes.
Makes you laugh, that target's my guy.
Yes, that is now mine.
That's brutal.
So, but yeah, again, those are the 2 matchups that I had trouble with. Everything else was pretty straightforward. And then those are the stuff that I got to do Magic-wise since last week.
Nice.
Cool. So I actually did do Conspiracy as well. Do you want to just do Conspiracy bit after, or do you want to just do that as part of our weeks?
Do it as part of your week.
Alright, sure. So I also played Conspiracy, and I opened a Brainstorm.
Nice.
In Pack 2, I was in green-black, and I ended up taking it, because it was one of those $50 shiny ones. So, that was sweet. That was good, went straight into my cube, so I was pretty happy about that. But I found out that the Cycler dudes, like you pay 2 mana and you land cycle,
yeah,
those are the best cards in the set. Drafted them all. I drafted 6, and I crushed everyone I played. It wasn't even close. They were the cards that I killed people with, and they were also just making my deck really consistent. So they're very good. You should draft them highly. I also did happen to back them up with 5 Assassinates and 3 Tragic Slips, so
nice.
That was a pretty big deal as well. But that's pretty much what I took away from it. Morbid's good, and the Cycler guys are probably the best in the set. I just take them so highly now.
So
especially the black one.
I'm very curious from your point of view. What colors did you like or think were the strongest?
At our table, so I thought my deck was easily the best, and I think it's actually because the green-black cards match really well, and someone else had the card where if a creature dies at the end step you draw a card, but if I'd taken it, I opened it and I didn't take it. Yeah. 3 picks later, I was like, oh, why didn't I take this? I should have gone with my heart, because I really wanted to take it. So if you have that card and you just go into the green-black deck, I don't know how easy it is for you to lose. It's really difficult because the removal is just really good in the set.
Yeah.
So I definitely just like black, and I think green benefits the most from it because there's a lot of morbid. There's that card, it's 1 mana, put a +1 counter on your guy, or if you have morbid, it's 3 counters. You put that on your Twisted Abomination, the Regenerator guy, and you just have this insane threat that no one can kill. They have to route it, or flicker it with Glimmer Stag or whatever that thing's called. So Glimmer Point Stag. So it's really, really difficult for them to beat it, and you just make a big dude and kill them. That's what I did. That's pretty sweet.
What
Also,
did you
just really
think
wanna
of?
drop-
Yeah, what did you think of all like the voting stuff? Did you have a lot of those?
We didn't have any of it.
What? Really?
Yeah, we didn't have any. A friend of mine, I played him after just like in a one-on-one. He had Rhea, Route, and Will the Council in his deck. He beat me, mainly because I had 2 Twisted Abominations and an Elvish Aberration out, and I was like, I don't think I can lose here. And he's like, Route, no regenerate. Yep, okay. I guess I lose. That was pretty brutal. Other than that, like, it was pretty difficult.
I don't know. I had that one black creature that, if people do not vote with you, they take 2 damage.
Yeah.
And there was that one voting thing that's either sacrifice a creature or take 4 damage. So some people would take 6 damage there and stuff.
Oh,
it's great.
The
So.
Tyrant card's really good. Yeah,
Alright.
so that was my conspiracy.
yeah, that's
I actually got
good.
to play the Brainstorm too, because I picked up that card that lets you splash one thing for free. It's like, I'll play my Brainstorm, why not? It's shiny. It
Might
deserves
as
love.
well.
Might as well, yeah. Just put a $50 bill on a sleeve. Alright, go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
That's fine. Just type into our, people watching.
Yeah, I know. Actually, at my draft, 2 people opened DAC.
Oh, Dak.
Oh.
Dak is pricey.
One person opened it and was
Friend
like,
of
well,
mine-
I guess I'm going to be playing blue-red. And the other guy's like, shh, this is not my color. It's going right in my binder.
A friend of mine opened 2. He opened one in the
What?
first draft, and then he opened another one in the second draft. He's like, well, I guess so. That was really
So.
annoying. I beat him, but that was still really annoying.
yeah.
It's like, the
He's
problem
dropped
is
a lot, though. He's only a $30 regular now.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, he's probably gonna drop more. The problem with him is just, like, in a draft format, he's really not that strong. It's like, okay, I get to Faithful Saluting in a 4-player format where whoever has the Planeswalker is just gonna get aggroed. So in blue-red, how are you supposed to protect your Planeswalker? You're not playing enough creatures, like you're not green, you're not playing enough good removal because you're not black. So it's just kind of difficult. I don't know if he wins you the draft instantly. You obviously still take him. It's just like a Planeswalker. And that's sweet, but Planeswalkers seem worse in this format.
Yeah, no, I get you there. Because in a 4-player, yeah, once you put it out on the board, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, you.
Yeah, it's like playing Jason Commander. Everybody just kills you.
Or it's like playing Progenitus in Commander. They look at you and go,
Okay,
Yeah.
you're dead. Yeah, pretty much. Cruel
So-
ultimatum, you.
yes. So anyways, my week. This week I decided to try a new deck I've been tinkering with, because it's been kicked around a lot as Junk Constellation. We've seen about 4 or 5 different builds out there. I did my own. I had actually a Farika or 2 in mine,
Nice.
and it actually threw pretty well because you could activate Farika pretty often, and swinging with a 5/5 indestructible is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I think-
And if they killed your stuff, then you just throw 1/1 tokens onto the field with Death Touch, and they happen to, since they are
enchantments.
enchantment tokens, they trigger Eidolon and Doomwake Giant. I couldn't tell you how many times I killed a person. I didn't end up winning, but the games I did win, like I had double Doomwake Giant, threw 3 snake tokens onto the field, and just cleared their board.
Yeah, Doom Giant's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it was a lot of fun. Next week I'll probably be going back to my America Control.
America. I mean French.
But I don't know. I do have that Nihilist we ran last night in our Versus video. I've tinkered with it,
Changed up the sideboard.
changed up the sideboard drastically.
Yeah, it didn't look amazing. I think the
And
main deck was
I changed up the main deck some because I like Archangel better, and there's a few other cards I like better. So,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Scoos I put in there. So,
really.
yeah. I got rid of Voyaging Satyr. I wasn't impressed.
So I think you just want to switch Satyr with Mystic.
I
feel like
might
the
do
best
that.
change for that deck. Yeah.
I might.
Like I don't know if it's a Scavenging Ooze deck. It's certainly a Mystic deck, or like a ramp deck.
Yeah, it feels like something. So that might get played. I don't know. It's half built in my brand new conspiracy box.
Nice.
So
Shiny.
yeah. So yeah. Other than that, played a lot online. I've been jamming a ton of games because at the store we're testing, and we're since we're becoming a more serious store. I mean, we have our fun side, but a lot of us we're getting ready for an SCG Open. There's 2 other regular Magic events, biggies. What is it? Grand Prix around.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Those are things.
yeah.
Those
So-
are things.
Yeah,
Wish
there's
we
a
had
few other
2.
there's a few others around. So we're getting ready for those. I think honestly we're gonna do what most teams do, and we're gonna test out a deck. And once we hone a deck that we actually think is competitive enough, we're all gonna end up taking that deck probably. Because the guys that I'm playing with, we all have the same cards. So we have a play set of every standard card out there basically.
Yeah.
So.
So all of them, yeah.
Yep. Other than that, other fun news, I have finally taken the deep dive into Modern, and the Affinity deck is done. Boxes and
okay.
everything.
One of those people.
So, yeah, one of those people. I'm very much an aggro Affinity, so I want to poop out 7 cards on the first turn.
One of those degenerates.
Right.
So,
But see, my thing with Affinity, and I was debating about going Affinity before I started making Merfolk.
Yep.
And there is so much artifact hate in
there is.
everybody's sideboard that really kind of turned me away from.
Yeah.
it definitely is. I still would know with it. It's
Right.
because you're just so fast. It's the other one I'm currently in construction is some type of blue-white control with colonnades and all that fun stuff. So
My buddy just made a blue, white, red, basically American Delver deck, which is pretty sick.
yeah. So it's going to be something. I don't know yet. It's currently in the brew process. I just know I had to get my colonnades, my remands had to get in there, and all that fun stuff.
What's Remand at now?
I think it's like 4 or 5.
It's way more than that. 12.
Is it up to 12 now?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was at like 20 for a while, and then they were reprinted in Jace vs. Vraska.
Yeah.
Now, if
The
you want
foils are
that
like
F&M
gosh.
foil, that promo,
Oof.
40-some bucks.
My buddy
Yeah.
has a playset, and every time I look at it, I want them.
Yeah, I mean the actual normal foils are actually 50
Yeah.
for an uncommon.
No, the Jace vs. Vraska ones are only 8, so.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap. I've got 2 of those. I was gonna get a full playset, and then I'm like, why
Playset.
would I do that? Where I can just buy some online.
Yeah.
If I want to have a playset of remands, I can buy them for like $6 a piece
Yep.
eventually.
Yeah, I got my playset, so.
Just go with like base
Other than that, yeah, things are good. So on a side note, starting next week, for the next few weeks, we're going to have some rather large guests coming on, doing interviews with us, talking about life, magic, love,
Yeah.
their pursuit
Life.
for happiness. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got the next 2 weeks set up.
Yeah,
So.
do you know who it is, name man?
He does know now.
He
Yes,
does now.
I know now.
You
That was
excited?
him. I am.
Me too, man.
So,
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, no. In 2 weeks from now?
yeah,
So, like, the 26th?
yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, I'm on vacation.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Sucks
Aw, sucks for you.
Right?
We'll just put him in
I
your
guess-
spot then.
Yeah, I was gonna say all we have to do is change the name on the overlay. We don't have to get anyone for that.
We'll make him a
sorry,
guest
man.
host.
Dang.
Yeah,
We'll make him a guest host. And it'll be ask this guest any question you want type show.
And Many questions should be asked.
And I think we're going to be giving some stuff away during these next 2 shows. So
Cool.
And there might be a flash sale from Card Hoarder or 2 going on at the same time. So
All kinds of good stuff.
all kinds of good stuff.
The State of the Gathering flash sale. Do I get to pick? It's all of the Jun cards that I want for one ticket.
Of course.
No.
One person gets it, and they have to know exactly when they flash sales what's going live.
All right. So other than that, let's get into news.
News. Well, results.
Oh yeah, let's do results first.
Jeez, you just fall apart when I don't do that, don't you?
Well,
Falling apart.
you know me. I like stuff. So
Okay, so Providence.
yeah, let's talk about Providence because I got to watch a lot of it. And a deck has come out of the depths of Magic, where people thought it has been dead, and
Especially Brandon.
and it has reached out
It would.
and touched the hearts of the hopeful and said, "I will win first place." And that is Mono Blue Devotion has disappeared.
Ooh.
Number
So
1.
boring.
It literally disappeared off the map for the last 5 months.
No, don't be crazy. Like
It's-
2 weeks.
It has fallen off for the last month, though.
Yeah.
The last month
I
or so,
give it up.
you've never seen this in top 8. Never.
Yeah, I think people are just more interested with other decks.
I don't know, and I think this is the most
Yeah.
brilliant metagame play he came out with, because he goes, you know what? People aren't playing it. People aren't seeing it. No one's gonna have a sideboard set for it. I'm gonna play it. And he came out, and Ross Marin came out and played it, and literally just, I watched him play CVM because that's that one they had. Oh my God! It was like punching a baby. How quickly he beat him.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup for the blue deck. So like when Steven's been doing so well with his Jun deck,
Yeah.
and everyone's gonna be playing Jun monsters, he's like, hey, a lot of blue seems really good. That's a great matchup for me, and
Yep.
well, he got paid off for it.
And I mean, it literally paid off. He just went and barreled through people. Sorry.
As it turns out, Deicide is still a huge blowout versus you, though. Like, that card's
Oh,
so good.
I think it happened once actually. I think they finally got that one on camera.
I don't know if he's on camera, but I was just watching like a deck, like Reed Duke doing a play or let's play kind of thing with white blue control.
Yeah.
And some guy, like, he's just like decided turn 3 Thassa, got one out of his hand too. Like, ugh, that's brutal. 2 for 1, and it cuts them off their best card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, we had another deck that has yet.
Whoa, wait, we gotta look at the changes that are made to this mono blue deck. There's one new card. No, two Hall of Triumph.
And there's a Gale Rider Sliver in there.
Yeah, the slivers in there.
Yeah, I mean like new cards from Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I
essentially,
mean-
this list hasn't actually gotten a card since Theros was printed.
No, it hasn't.
Boring.
They tried the Siren. I do know that they tried the Siren in there, and
Yeah.
it just did not. I guess a lot of people said it didn't feel right. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
you're not getting there to be like, oh, I'm gonna hang on to this 1-drop card and wait until I have 6 men out and then punch it.
So Judge's Familiar is a little bit better in the early game, just because
Yeah.
you like, and it's good versus Mizium Mortars because you can delay their mortars by a turn, which is a big deal. Like that's relevant. I just feel like if you have the Siren in the late game and you draw it, so like when you draw Judge's Familiar, you draw in the late game, like, oh, I guess I'm dead because this is the worst possible draw in my deck.
Sure.
It's terrible unless I play it on turn 1.
I honestly think they
Siren
should
and
split time, like 2 judges, 2
Yeah.
sirens.
Try them. I think Gale Rider Sliver's pretty sweet. Seems better than Biden, honestly. Biden's really not that great. Like, yeah, sure, you draw cards if you have a huge board presence and your opponent's not doing anything. But if they're killing your guys, Biden's just dead. And Gale Rider Sliver gives you Mute of Vaults flying.
Yep.
Which is sweet.
That is true.
So other than that, I am pretty stoked to see Mono Blue Devotion popping back up in the top 8 and taking first.
Why are you stoked for this? It's so boring.
I like to see new decks come out because the next one is
It's
the
not
second place.
new!
Okay, decks that we have not seen in the top 8 in the last.
Fine.
2 weeks,
Like
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
All right, and then
Yeah.
we had Mono Red Aggro, Now this is, I mean, we're talking straight up aggro. I don't know how he actually got this high with 4 Eidolons of the Great Revel. And he has everything but one card being a 3-drop or less. So did he just literally run you over quick enough that was that?
I guess, how did he win in a format where Jund Monsters was like the big list? That does not make any sense.
I feel like this deck deserves a testing, and I don't know if it's going to be me testing it, or I feel like it just deserves.
Well, I mean, Ari Lack did a video with it.
Did he?
So you can watch him call every deck in Standard bad while he loses to it. Because I watched it and he didn't do very well.
So, I mean, I'm sorry, I can't call every deck in Standard bad. Its Standard right now is actually pretty well balanced.
Oh, I was referencing his article.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm ignoring that because
you should.
When he called out CVM and said, basically, you have the worst deck ever.
Yeah,
I feel like even CVM said, "What do you want me to say? Look at my results."
Yeah. What else is there to say?
Have you posted some top 8s lately?
Yeah, no. I think he's probably just really frustrated because he hasn't done anything lately. So
he's full of the salt and vinegar.
Yeah, he's salty.
He's salty right now. So other than that, Jim Davis, the blue-white control deck, it played really well, and they talked about it in the broadcast, and I really want to talk about it here a little bit, because instead of running like D-Sphere or anything like that that locks up the board state, he's running Divination. So he's going for like stupidly high card draw. And he's got 3 planar cleansings in there.
I think he just didn't want to lose to Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
I think that's actually what he built it around, and if you watch the deck play, it felt super smooth.
It looked cool.
It was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, yeah, it just kind of it didn't feel weird like turn 3 when you have like, you know, D-Sphere or Banishing Light in your hand, and you're going, well, that, or I could hold up a Dissolve or Syncopate, hope they do something stupid and tap out, or I can just D-Sphere their Courser right now. So.
Well, okay, so the deck. Okay, the reason the deck is playable is because he's added the planar cleansings.
Yep.
So with other spheres, you need an actual answer to permanence.
Yep. And
planar cleansing is an answer to permanence. When he's playing more planar cleansing, he's cut down on planeswalkers, so he's not going to be killing his own stuff a lot. And he's essentially got 4 permanents in his own deck, other than 8th Wing, which we don't really count. So he's said that planar cleansing is really good. I can get to 6 mana, and that's what I'm going to base my deck around. It's not so much I just don't want to have this. I don't want to do things on turn 3, and I want to hold up counter spells. It's that's the card he's really focusing on. So he's got 3.
And it worked.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Oh yeah, he played it a few times, and it played on camera once, and yeah.
Yeah, and his source of early game control is Azorius Charm.
Yeah.
So
other than that, Mono Black Aggro came out from the woodwork, basically. Definitely feeling it. And it had a Death Ray Shaman in there. Who would have thunk it? Death Ray Shaman, making an appearance in Standard. After Theros, he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, was he
I guess it's more of people like, I'm going to get some last bit of use out of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you guys watch any of the Open, or?
Yeah, I watched most of it.
I did not get to watch much of it, sadly.
I didn't see this deck.
I didn't see this one either.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like your standard kind of mono black deck.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference, like you said, Death Ray Shaman, and maybe like 3 Bioblades main board is a lot. Oh, he's got 4 Thoughtseize main board too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little slower than a lot of those other decks. Like, it's only 26 creatures. A lot of them are like in the 30s.
Yeah, they're generally spitting them out pretty quick.
Wow, 4 dress. In the sideboard.
Yes.
He's
Well-
really well set up for the control mirror, like the
Yeah.
control matchups.
Well, you have to be. I mean, being an aggro deck.
Yeah.
So.
It's like you just board out your ultimate price in your Bioblights for the duress, and then like 2 of your downfalls for Lifebane zombies.
Yeah.
And you suddenly have a very threatened deck stack that has a lot of good disruption because it's just 8 discard spells and a bunch of creatures,
Yep.
and 1 downfall. It's really good.
Yeah. It gives us a lot of new lists to play with coming up in the Versus video.
Yeah, I don't want to play that deck.
Someone
I'll
might.
play against it.
No,
So
I,
next- Oh, go ahead.
I think honestly, the surprise to me was this mono red aggro, because I kind of want to see how it actually didn't kill itself, like
Yeah.
implode.
I mean, like, so decks like these are the same as other mono red decks. I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but you're essentially letting your draws decide how you win. The only interactives, other than the order you play your spells in, the only interaction he has is 2 Searing Bloods and 4 Lightning Strikes, which these kill creatures unless your opponent's at 3, in which case you point Lightning Strike at their face. Like, I don't know. It just seems really jaw dependent to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I'm actually with you on this. I don't know.
His list isn't even different than anything else we've seen.
Yeah.
It's like the old list minus 4 Ash Cells, add 4 Eidolons. And he's playing Burning Earth, which is actually pretty good right now. I think a lot of mono red decks should be playing Burning Earth, or like all of them. But other than that, there's no innovation here. I think it's just kind of like one off. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's pretty straightforward with it.
No, I definitely agree with you. If he's mono red, Burning Earth right now. If guys you want to build a rather inexpensive deck, and want to compete in standard pretty heavily, just make sure if you're mono red, put Burning Earth in there.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're gonna play a guy that's playing control, or Jund, or Junk, who's running literally like 2 basics in his whole.
Yeah, they're gonna have like 20 dual lands. And 2
Yeah.
basics.
So you're just gonna sit there and go, all right, go ahead and tap your stuff, please.
Go for it, man. And I think one card that actually makes these decks playable is the Eidolon. Like, I think it's his best creature. Eidolon of the Great Revel is
Yeah.
so good. Every time I played him against it, I would just be like, oh, I don't want to take damage, but I have to. I wish this were Ash Cell still.
That's why I love Ash Cell, because it's just like, even if you shocked yourself to play it in like a monsters deck or whatever, it's like I don't care if I shocked myself because I'm still gonna do 2 to your face.
Yeah, damn mono red. I don't know if it's a devotion card. Like, have you guys seen the devotion decks running Eidolon of the Great Revel? Doesn't really look that good.
Nope.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like they just do more damage to themselves than anyone else. Because you have so much mana, but all your stuff's cheap.
Other than that, I'm looking through the top 8.
Is it red green deck?
There is a red-green deck, and it's running a few cards that I lift my eyebrow at.
What do you?
The Boon Staters are a little shocking, but I kind of dig it because it is that flash ability.
Yeah, I
So
mean it's to me it reminds me of the red-green stuff when the early days of Theros.
red-green devotion, where
yeah.
you could just go off on like turn 3 and have like a billion mana and be pooping out creatures. You know, turn 4 Garuk and just go, I win.
Because I mean, there's really only like maybe 5 cards, and majority of those are in the sideboard that are different from this deck when it came out like right after Theros.
No, you're dead on with it.
But I don't know. It's cool to see that it did sort of come back, and this seems to be kind of the theme of the weekend. Is like, oh, like a old Theros style, green red monsters, and look, a mono blue devotion. You know, I thought that was cool to see, but
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I did also like the white green aggro deck that made 8th place.
I was going to talk about that one. Is
You
there anything
shouldn't.
you
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
is there anything you want to talk about on the monsters deck there, Brandon?
No. He's got Harnessed by Force in his sideboard. It's kind of cute.
And I like he's got the one of Xenagos God. So he's got the Zenigata.
Yeah, I don't. It's like that card.
I want to
is
make that card
so
playable.
disappointing.
I
It's
want
not,
to make
though.
that
Like,
card
you
playable.
You can't make a card playable. You can't like force it.
Listen,
I
I can
just
do
don't
whatever
think
I
it's
want.
fair.
I'm the crazy deck builder here.
That's true.
I will figure
Fair.
out a way.
You gotta find some combo.
I will
I guess
figure
he's
something
not really a combo card. He's just like attack.
No,
Yeah.
he's make that
I
a
mean,
8.
he seems fine as a one-off. I'll admit that.
Yeah,
So-
I think so.
The white green is pretty. It's different. It's I want to try to surprise you with certain cards. Because he's playing some cards that back pre-Theros, when you were running Naya, you ran Voice of Resurgence, you ran Advent of the Worm, you ran Call of the Conclave, because those are cards that were value.
Yeah.
I mean, a 2/2 that or a 2-drop that gave you a 3/3 Centaur, that's value.
Yeah, 3/3 for 2.
Yeah, 3/3 for 2 is always.
Watchwolf was really good in standard when it was.
What was that?
Watchwolf was really good when
Yeah.
it was in standard.
Yeah.
Then again, that was like 10 years ago, but still.
Right.
But I'm just saying, this
Yeah, it's got-
the white green aggro deck, I consider as a very much value centric deck. It's all about
Yeah.
getting value out of the cards that he's playing. You know,
I think-
experiment 1, it's gonna grow. Enough said. It can regenerate itself by removing counters. So it gets you value. Fleeceman line. That's
Well,
straight up a value card. It's a long term card because if it monsters, then you're not getting rid of it unless you Doomwake it to death.
Yep.
So, Soldier of the Pantheon, pro multicolor. What's out there now most of the time is multicolor.
Yeah, it's really bad versus Doomwing Giant, though.
It's very bad against Doomwake.
I feel like this deck just actually loses to the Doomwing Giant deck.
It does.
Like, I don't think he can actually beat it.
No. Voice. I think people are still trying to struggle with this $25 card that they're trying to find a home for.
Yeah, it's a $25 card that should be. Well, it's 22 now, so that's nice, but it should be probably about 10. It's a mythic that's just not played, and it's hardly played in modern. It's like a 2 of in pod decks, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
and
that's the only spot you really
and
see.
Hate Bearers runs it if you're running.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I mean Boonsater, it's value. You can surprise them with a flash 4/2 to block something big, or you can flash bestow it onto a Fleeceman line that's been monstrous or something. A Johnny Caller, he's a value card because he can give something jump. He can.
Oh, I stand corrected. Voice is 3 of in pod decks.
There you go.
So other than that, I mean, it's really just a straight up value deck.
Yeah. What I like about it is that a lot of your threats are not actual creatures. So when they lifeline zombie you, they don't get to take your Advent of the Worm, or like you're probably gonna have your 2-drops left in your deck when they're on turn 3 or whatever. So
Yep.
they're less in your hand. So it's kind of nice. You can dump all your actual creatures before they lifeline.
Yep.
And then you just play your guys after. They're probably still gonna hit with their lifeline, but it's not as bad.
No, it's not as bad.
Yeah, other than that, like, Reborn Defenses is pretty sweet with a lot of tokens. So
Mhm.
there's a chance for, let me see here, like 4, 8, 10, 13 cards here make tokens.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no,
Actually, more than that. 15 make tokens.
Yeah, that's a lot. And we're not counting a Johnny here. I mean,
No.
a Cat Breed is sweet, but it just doesn't happen. A Johnny is a 3-mana Jump My Guy Double Strike, and then after that, he just, like, is pretty bad. So, he's like 3-mana Jump My Guy, and then I'll make him a little bit bigger a couple times, and then I'll Jump My Guy again. That's what a Johnny does, so.
Yeah, Johnny, I've never seen Ultimate. I've always seen drop him, jump something, and then start plussing.
Yeah, he's really good at that, though. Like, this is one of the better white planeswalkers.
I
think.
agree with you there.
Yeah.
It's like Gideon and a Johnny Vengeance are better. Well, you know what? Elspeth. There's been some really good Elspeths too. Okay, it's like he's like mid-range, but there's been a lot of really bad white planeswalkers, and he beats all of those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I personally like the list. I feel like it's something worth testing and seeing if it actually holds
I mean,
up against
it's
other...
also the way I look at it is like if you liked playing green white in Ravnica, play
Yeah.
this deck. Like this is basically your kind of last hurrah to play with these
Yep.
stuff before they rotate. You know,
Yep.
for the next couple months, you can sit here and mess with these.
Well, let's look at what are the Ravnica cards actually in this deck. So there's Experiment one. Obviously, Voice is a really big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call the Conclave, Celestial Charm, Reborn Defenses, Evan of the Worm. Yeah, a lot of this deck rotates out, guys.
Yeah.
Play it while you can. It's completely right.
Yep.
Also, stuff from M14 that rotates out is like a Johnny, Scavenging
Well,
Ooze.
A Johnny should.
Yeah, he might get reprinted. That's
He
true.
shouldn't, because generally, it's like they do like an every 2 years process thing. So it's like, all right, Johnny just got redone this last year in M14, so M15 to Johnny should stay the same. Now the only one that's broken that mold is Jace. Jace has been the same the last 3 years.
No, this is the second year we have this Ajani.
Yeah.
Is it?
We had it in M13.
Oh yeah, we did. Sorry.
He was in Standard all last Standard, just nobody played him.
Yeah.
He was
The only
way
deck
too
that I ever really saw run like a one of was like maybe the hexproof stuff.
Right, because you can like jump your Geist and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That was the only time I ever saw it played in standard. Last time.
Yeah. I don't think I ever saw it played.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So.
That's probably why I'm not thinking about it. Other than
Right.
that, I'm going through certain deck list. The white green. There's another white green one that popped up. There's a green black one with Reaper of the Wilds and
The other white green one
Green,
had
black,
Gomez in it.
it's just green black aggro. They're calling it.
Yeah, so it's
And
like a
there's-
Dragmaker deck.
Yeah, it's Dredge Mangler and Clonian Tusker. And it's a lot of
It's a lot different than
yeah.
Brian Kibler's like green black aggro deck. I didn't really see that as much of an aggro deck. He was playing like Caryatids and Elvish Mystics. I don't understand that. This is like just straight up. I play green and black creatures and then have a Broadcast Large Charm in my as well. He's also playing Ultimate Price, which is I don't know, seems sketchy. But obviously you can't play Heroes Downfall. Like that's just not gonna go over well for you.
You don't
It's
want
like
to.
a 23 land deck.
You don't want to be dropping 3 for anything. So, other than that,
It's sweeter.
the only other deck list I wanted to talk about for standard before we jump into Legacy was the red-white devotion deck list that Tom McRae brought out, and it's because it's running Aroas and Perforos.
Yeah, I don't know how he top 14 with Iros and Perforos.
I was hoping that one of you guys saw him play, because I didn't see him play, and I'm kind of like scratching my head at the deck list going, seems good. I mean, he's got some powerful stuff. There's Ash Zealot, Boros Reckoner, Burning Tree, which is always a giant pain in the butt.
He's not running Eidolon in his many 2-3 drop devotion deck. Good.
No, he's not running Eidolon, so he's. I mean, I guess he's trying to be like a true devotion deck and just get big.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of my favorite combos with this deck is Assemble plus Perforos.
Sure. That is pretty sweet.
You know what's better?
That's my only
is-
comments on this deck.
You know what's better is when you run Elspeth and Perforos and
That
just
is
watch
sweet.
them cry.
Yeah, yeah.
Or sicker. That was in a versus.
That wasn't a versus.
That didn't go well for me.
No. Because
Oh,
I
still.
had Tristani out, Perforos, and Elspeth out
Yeah.
with an Archangel. And that just... at that point, you just conceded, I think. That was just
I don't think I actually let you do it, but yeah. Can't win from there. It's pretty good. I think Perforos is cool. I just don't know if this is like... Is Devotion even good for him? I'd rather run
I
that
don't
4-drop
think it-
that just burns their face. Fnatic, I think is what it... Fnatic is that? Or
They
no.
have the 4 Fnatic Amogus.
Mogus is
Oh.
No, it's Fnatic... Yeah, it is Fnatic and Mogus.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fnatic Amogus.
Well, I just don't think Perforos is necessary. He's like a bad fanatic of Argus.
I don't know. I just like the burn. Deal 2
Yeah,
damage
sure.
whenever you play a creature. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's fine. It's just like he doesn't have any sick combos with it. It's just like, aha, I played a guy. Aha, I
Well,
played a guy.
but most of the guys he's got, have haste. He's running 4 of the burning trees there. He's got,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of kind of acceleration that he can do with things. So he can get a couple of good burn damage in and then start swinging in immediately. He's got all this removal, like
Sure.
museums and stuff like that. So
And he's got hammer in there, right? too.
yeah, that's what I was interested. Like he is running 3 of the hammer, and again, that's also just speed everything up, make sure he has everything with haste.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with running 3.
3 is a lot.
3 is a lot.
But I guess you want to make sure you get those, and he's probably that's one of the first cards he sideboards out in a specific matchup is shrinks that down, but
Mhm.
still,
So I just,
it's a cool twist. It's a cool twist on
I
the.
think I'd be more okay if you just had
Right.
one.
You
and
think?
instead,
I'm
like,
comfortable with
batch sell
2.
it.
I'm even comfortable with 2.
Man, I don't even know if I'm comfortable with 1. I just don't think Perfo's that good. Like he's good if you turn him on, and this is a deck that's designed to turn him on. Cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather turn on Rose. He's a better attacker. He's a 7/4. Like that's quite good. I want to attack with that. 6/4 is, it's still really good. It still attacks through Demon, which is pretty relevant. But I think like his other ability just doesn't do enough for me.
No, I get
I
you.
don't I don't know what you run instead though. I haven't looked at these devotion decks too much.
No,
So.
I think it might be something. Maybe the versus
Yeah,
versus
I wouldn't mind
videos will have to maybe run like 2 devotion decks against each other or something.
Yeah,
Red
that'd be
Dick
cool.
Screen Blue. The Dick's sweet.
So maybe we'll brew something up, devotion versus devotion, and let them run wild.
There's actually another spicy number in the top 16 here. The Junk Midrange deck is playing 3 Life Main Zombies mid board. That is,
Cool.
pretty greedy to say the least. Like, this card's really bad in a lot of matchups. But again, maybe it's the metagame choice where he knows he's going to see a lot of Jund monsters,
Yeah.
and the card is very good for Jund monsters. So I think that could be. I think that's actually just why.
Yeah.
There's
makes
also
sense.
a lot of Courser carried decks.
Yep.
Those are
I'm
things.
I'm surprised that you guys aren't like chomping at the bit to talk about the Reanimator.
BBD's Reanimator. We've talked about BBD's Reanimator.
I think
He's still BBD right now, since he's already qualified for the Player Championship.
He's just having fun.
He's
Yeah.
having fun testing new brews.
Yep.
So I like that. Now, if you noticed, now Ross Merriman does play another deck. He plays a Legacy deck, and he plays my Legacy deck,
Elves.
Elves.
Right? Yeah,
and he ended up taking second. So I mean, he moneyed both days.
The cooler story was if he could become the second person to ever do it, would go back to back.
Yeah.
The champions. He was not.
He was not. He came close.
Jerry Thompson, still safe.
Yep.
Dave Shields is on your side, man. And I don't know how he won because this is death and tech. What?
Yeah.
How did he win? Okay. If anyone who doesn't know, in Legacy, Elves has a certain amount of matchups that are just absurdly favored, and Death in Texas is one. Because Death in Texas is designed to combat the combo decks. So they have Revoker and stuff like that. Not really very good versus Elves. It's okay, but I think stuff like, even Mind Slicer can get you there a bit. But a lot of their cards, Mother of Runes for one, or Stoneforge Mystic, very good versus some decks. Not that great versus Elves. Like, Mystic's just a bad 1/2 that's too slow to do anything.
Yep.
The only thing you can do is get Jitte, and if it gets Jitte and then equips Jitte and something attacks with Jitte, then you can get there. But usually, it just doesn't happen for you. So I am really surprised that the Elves deck
It's
won.
maybe
Wow.
sometime I'm gonna have to watch because I know they do
For the
put it
Death
up.
in Texas.
But Elves is definitely one of the decks I run, and he runs pretty much the standard list across the board.
Yeah,
And it's a good list. I mean, it's a very solid list, and it will do its job.
His one of Mana Elf is Findhorn Elves, and not Mystic or Llanowar Elves.
Doesn't matter. It's personal preference.
The only true way to do this is to get the from the vault 20 Finhorn elves and run that. That is the one true elf.
And the fun part is, it looks like CVM finally has settled on a deck list for Legacy. The man topped 5 finally with Sneak and Show.
Yeah, I mean, it's a list. Puts Gristle Brandon in play for free.
Or Emrakul.
Yeah.
Or Emrakul. I think Gristle Brand's actually the better card.
Yeah, you're more
Especially in
fan of
Legacy.
the.
Yeah. But it's like, so the life loss doesn't really matter. Because
Right.
if you're just putting Gristlebrand into play, you won already. Unless they've got like Source of Blessers or whatever, in which case the life loss doesn't matter. So, go ahead and draw some cards, man. It's way better than an Annihilator 6 guy. I'm not even joking. It's better than Annihilator 6. And on a flying 15/15. Yeah. Gristlebrand, pretty good.
Nope, I definitely agree with you there.
This is
So other than that, I'm going through the other list. Jared Boucher's list is 4-color Delver list. He's always run. Changed that since I've known.
wow, okay, so this Death in Texas list is running Spirit of the Labyrinth main board.
Yeah.
And 2 Mirroring Crusaders. Those aren't super normal. I think,
Yeah,
like,
that.
Spirit's kind of something people are trying. Mirroring Crusader, usually a good sideboard card, but... And Sunlance in the sideboard? Whoa, this guy went deep.
I didn't even notice that. Wow.
That's pretty sweet. And Wiltleaf Liege? What? What's happening? Holy crap!
Wow.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. So that, I guess that's why he took first, guys.
It's so good versus him to Turok.
It is. It destroys a him deck.
Yeah, it's a lord you get to play for free. Ugh.
Now the fun deck I always like seeing when it top 8s is Feline Longmoors. Her High
is
Tide
it?
deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, High Tide.
It's a fun deck to watch.
Essentially, I didn't know what this deck did until I saw a game of it this weekend, or last weekend. So anyone who doesn't know, the whole point is to make a bajillion mana off playing your High Tides, which make all your stuff for double. Then you untap all your lands with Turnabout, and I think there's one more spell that does it. And then you Cunning Wish for, what is it? Well, you can Cunning Wish for another Turnabout, but I think you Cunning Wish for your win condition, don't you?
Yeah, you Cunning Wish for your win condition.
Right, you Cunning Wish for Brain Freeze is one way to win.
Yep.
So that's pretty funny. And I think... Oh, you can Cunning Wish for, like, Intuition and try to get the other combo. The deck is kind of silly, but it's sweet. So, there's that. Also, Chandelabra is one way to go off once you have a High Tide. So you pay X mana, untap X lands, but seeing as you're allowed to tap for double, you can just tap for infinite mana, and then you can do your crazy combo where you draw your entire deck, and then, Cunning Wish for your win condition. All in all, it's a sweet deck. It's really fun to watch.
No, it's a lot of fun, especially when she pops like a Time Spiral or something like that.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh.
Such insanity. Yeah. It's only 18 lands, which is a surprisingly small number. Like, you think that an island-based deck would have more, but it's like...
You don't need it.
I get all of the extras, yeah.
You don't need it.
Nope.
Other than that, I was going through the deck
Play
list.
choke deck.
The only other one, there's 2 of them that surprised me a little bit, was 2 burn decks popped up in the top 16.
I saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
Jared Butcher had a 4-color Delver deck, but yeah, 2 burn decks
Well,
right there.
Boucher plays that 4-color Delver deck every week.
What? Belcher?
Yeah.
No way! Belcher never does good anymore. Forgot these things 1 Taiga. Excellent.
That's all you need.
Yeah, man. His sideboard is 4 Gunnel Response, and that's it.
That's all you need.
Oh man, Belcher. I really hope this deck doesn't come back. It's not very fun. It's either I win or you win.
Well, it plays LEDs, and LEDs are so pricey now. I don't think the only ones that will play it are the ones that actually have LED. So
yeah. Also, people who are insane.
Oh, I mean, if you want to drop $100 for a card, go for it.
Oh, I mean, just the only people who play Belcher aren't the people who are just insane.
Sure.
Oh, clearly. I mean, have you seen this list? It's insane.
Oh, I played against the list. It's it's a show.
So you sat down and flipped a coin?
Yes, but I play Affinity, so I win.
Oh, okay. He can just kill you in turn 1, though.
He can if he has his combo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Belcher either has their combo or they're down.
Yeah.
And, like, Affinity has no disruption. So it's exactly that in that matchup. That's pretty sweet, though. Belcher, top 10.
So, other than that, was there any other events this weekend?
I don't know if there's a Grand Prix. See, this is usually that guesswork that we don't have to do. I don't know of any Grand Prix. Do you guys?
I did not.
No, I knew there's like PTQ qualifiers and
I know we were pretty heavy into
stuff like that.
PTQ schedule right now, with
Yeah,
Modern being
dude,
the PTQ now. So,
So are you guys gonna be able to play in some PTQs? I assume you are, man. Like, you live in a pretty populated area, and you're the modern.
I see. I know there's one coming up. The weekend that I'm out of town on vacation.
Wow.
It's
just the worst weekend to be gone, isn't it?
It is. So
What happened?
I don't know. I'm gone that whole. Like I leave the what day is that? 22nd, and then I don't get back to like the 29th, something like
wow.
that. So I'm gone.
Where are you
forever.
going, man?
Chicoteague Island in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
It's an
I thought it
island.
was
They've got
somewhere
like
exotic.
they got like wild horses and shit. I don't know.
Wow. How did you get roped into going to see wild horses? That's the question. Because I know that no man looks in the mirror in the night and is like, oh man, I get to see wild horses now. They're so majestic. Nobody says that.
No, it's a family vacation with Holly's family.
Uh,
She used to go all the time growing up, and she hasn't been since she went away to college. And so,
So she wants to go back.
yeah.
Fair enough. Man, bad timing though. No kidding.
so you know what's coming up at the end of the year, and I got to prep for Man. Team Sealed.
Oh
Nashville.
yes, Team Sealed.
You guys buy me a ticket? Yeah, I want to come play. I'll split it with you 3
We
ways.
can, we can stick the two Hollies together and let them go run around Nashville together.
We could.
That'd be funny. Yeah, so, man, I wish I could go to that. That'd be sweet. Team. see what
Other
you
than
got.
that, breaking news, and I'm talking breaking.
Okay.
Wizards just dropped at E3 a new M15 card.
Oh, what is it?
What?
I will flip to my screen here.
Where can I see it? Link it to me now.
It was designed by one of the guys at Blizzard's. Robert
Oh
Pardo.
yeah, they're doing that whole thing where they're
Was Justin Browder, was it?
Yep. No, it's Robert Pardo.
Okay.
It's Zethrid
he does
Slyblade.
stuff.
It's a 3-drop human assassin, black, with hexproof, and for 4 you can till end of turn. She drops hexproof, gains first strike and death touch.
So they didn't want it to be good and constructed.
No.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys. Since they have such a crazy list of people that are doing it, like Notch, the dude that made Minecraft, is designing a magic card and stuff.
Well,
and
he
like,
designed one. He's Waste Not. That was his card.
No, Waste Not was the
No.
communities.
Oh, Waste Not was the communities. Yeah, sorry. So
I
Waste
don't-
Not's going to be a beast in
I like that card. Yeah.
in standard.
Is it though?
I think it is.
I'm gonna look at the card because I don't remember what it does. All I know is it's like the most insane value card ever.
Pretty much.
Like if they discard, you get something, and if they do something else, you get something. Let me see here. I know that's a sweet explanation of the card. Here it is. So what is it? Whenever an opponent discards a creature card, put a 2/2 black zombie, discards a land card at 2 mana. Oh, it's only when they discard.
Right.
But it's like a 2-drop enchantment. That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can like play this in your Rakdos Return deck and just get insane value. That seems pretty sweet.
Yeah, Waste Not is actually going to be a really good one.
Yeah, it could be a thing.
I feel like it's definitely going to be a thing. So
You know what else could be a thing? Ulcerate. 1 mana, target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Obviously, that's absurd. There has to be some pretty big drawback. You lose 3 life. So the question is that too much of a drawback for it to be played in Standard? Probably not. That card's really good. I think. Or it looks like it.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. There's been some drops of cards. There's been some talk of M15 already. I know tonight's a short show, and we're not really gonna get too much into M15. But there's a card called Chasm Sulker.
Hot soup.
And I'll tell you what. Whenever you draw a card, you put a 1/1 counter on this, and since it's a blue card,
yeah.
Starts
off as a 1/1. It's 3 mana. So obviously it can get really big. Does it have flying or something?
No, it's just gonna get stupidly big.
When it dies, you put X 1/1 blue squid creature tokens with Island Walk onto the battlefield, where X is the number of +1 counters on Chasm Stalker.
Yes.
It seems really good.
Rev for 7?
Well, I'm not gonna play this in my Rev deck.
I'm just saying, you could Rev for 7 and be like, oh.
It's more like your opponent says Rev for 7 and then you say Notion Thief.
Yes.
That's more likely.
Oh, that'd be so great.
I've wanted to do that in Standard so badly, but I've just never played a Notion Thief deck, and I don't think I want to. But I just really want that moment where it's like, no, I'll actually draw 7. Thank you. That was so nice.
Nothing really big has been thrown out there.
I mean, we can talk about the Souls. So, like, the new Avatar cycle.
Yep, Avatar is,
They seem pretty sweet.
Yeah, for the most part, they seem pretty rock solid.
So, like, they're all gonna be 6/6s for 6.
Yep.
So they're like what are the Titans? There we go.
Yep.
So they're pretty much Titans, but instead of getting the ability when you play the card and when you attack, it's just got an ability that you can pay for. So the green one's Soul of Zendikar. Pretty sweet they're going with that. It's 6 for 6. It's got reach, so it's gonna be really good versus Stormbreath Dragon.
Yep.
That's one thing that I thought of as soon as I read this card. And for 5 mana, you can put a 3/3 beast creature token onto the battlefield. That alone seems pretty sweet. But if it's in your graveyard, you can just pay 5 mana, exile it, and put a 3/3 out onto the battlefield. So even if you just play this, they Doomblade it, you still can pay 5 to get a 3/3 out of it.
Yep.
And that seems really good.
It in the format this is going to be played in, which is going to be your limited, your draft.
Yeah.
Value is all. It's all about value. This ain't going to be played in Standard.
You're kidding, right? This is like, okay, Thoughtseize me, go ahead. Alright, I still get a 3/3. You just negate their Thoughtseizes. Or their
it's only a 3, it's a 3/3 for 5.
Yeah, but it's a free 3/3 for 5. Like, you don't have to pay for the card.
No, I know what you're saying, I just don't, I don't know yet, I gotta see the full M15 to see where it's gonna be played in Standard.
I'm gonna go ahead and say these are gonna be played in Standard. Because the Titans were in their 6s for 6, and these have extra abilities on top, like the Static. Like this one's got Reach. The Ravnica one, I think, has Flying, right? The blue one?
Yeah, the blue one.
I think it'll also be important to see how things shift around post Ravnica too.
Sure.
But I definitely think they'll be played. Yeah.
Especially the green one in a green deck. Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, I've got all this mana. Okay, well, I guess I'll just make 2 5/5s in your end step. That's so good. So, I mean, obviously they're also played limited, like they're mythics. You're gonna first pick in. Yes, got there. You can't beat me.
Yep.
So that's good too. But just the value, I think they're reasonable for Standard. I don't know if they're gonna be as good as the Titans were though. Especially not the green one. That card was just a little too good.
What are you talking about? The green Titan was amazing.
Yeah, that was totally balanced. Man, I gets to play this thing on turn 4 and then I get to play 2 the next turn? Huh.
Yep. It's called I Win.
It's called I Win. Especially, okay, I think the biggest thing that broke it was with Wolf Run in it. Like, guessing Wolf Run in the same format as that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so silly.
Who doesn't love Wolf Run? I played a Wolf Run deck forever.
Yeah, I played Jund. I loved Wolf Run. I still think it's broken.
I played Jund.
Yeah, that was a Wolf Run deck. I still think it's broken with that card.
So when is M15? Let's see, M15 release. I know I've looked into this.
It's in July. It's like July 17th or something. Or 18th, I guess. That's the Friday.
Let's see. Pre-release July 12th and 13th.
All right.
So release day is the 18th,
Oh, got there.
and game day will be August 9th.
August 9th.
Which I will actually not be at a game day for once, I can say.
Woo! Why not?
Game day is on the same day as the SCG Open in Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
And I would rather have my chance at top 64 there.
Yeah, that'd be sweeter. I think I'd go to that too. Okay. I love how. So I'm looking at these M15 spoilers, and like, there's that blue card, the legendary creature. It's blank, Master Polymorphist, and there's Inferno Fist. Just you can't see the mana cost.
Yeah.
That's what they decided to hide.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, guys, listen, you're gonna be able to give your creature +2/+2, and you can sack it to do 2 damage or something, but you don't know how much it is. You don't know that mana cost. All you know is it costs red.
It's going to be one of those things. Honestly, it's going. We'll have to wait and see. So.
Oh, I just think it's funny that they hit the mana cost and nothing else. I think it'd be kind of cool if they like showed the art, the name, and the mana cost, and then didn't show you what it did.
Yeah.
That I think would be a better spoiler. Hiding the mana cost is like, is this card sweet limited or is it okay limited? Because it's obviously going to be playable. Like +2/+2, sack it. Like it takes away the 2/1 that you usually have in an enchantment. So it's nice.
And we all know Namans could be going on to the Wall of Fire deck. So.
Dude, man,
You don't know. You don't know.
You drafted the Vent Sentinel Defender deck in Conspiracy yet?
I really did think about it. I'll be honest, I did. Especially with that. They also have that white thing that gets you a land that and make your land a defender guy too.
Oh yeah.
It's like a 2/6 or something like that. And
Yeah,
I was like,
2/6
look at all these defenders.
Keep moving it. Yeah, I want to drop that Vent Sentinel deck. One day I'm gonna open a Conspiracy pack and be like, hey, Vent Sentinel. This pack's pretty bad. I'm just gonna take that Vent Sentinel.
I did pick one up, and I picked up that red guy that tap it and target player loses half their life.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't have any other red cards really, so it's like I do not feel it is worth it to splash
No.
the one red really for this guy, so I splashed green instead.
No.
So quickly, do you guys see anything else that's been spoiled in M14 or M15 that might like see standard play?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe.
I think I gotta see everything as a whole, and go.
think,
This
like,
is.
So this one's a 5/3 flyer for 5, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card unless your opponent, or unless target opponent, so I guess that's relevant for multiplayer, sacrifices a creature or pays 3 life.
Yep.
So I think that might be pretty good. Like, so would you play a 5/3 for 5 that makes your opponent pay 3 life every turn? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I would like to.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So I think that might do it. I don't know what else. Not the Convoke Angel. What I really hope they're gonna do is reprint Chords of Calling.
Well, I mean, there's been some kicks around. The one that we've all kind of heard, and it seems like it's going to get more and more real because it's been talked about, and some of the people on the bigger forums have said it, and I guess Wizards might have dropped it as an oops. Stifle might be coming back in M15.
It was just reprinted in Conspiracy.
But Conspiracy's not standard legal.
Yeah. Why would they want to put Stifle in standard? That's not fun.
It doesn't make sense.
Elizabeth.
Unless.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Oh,
yeah.
good. I countered 1 activation of your 6-drop Planeswalker.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually worth. Like, I don't think it's worth it. That's weird. Cause if they do print fetch lands, I don't think they want Stifle your fetch land
Yeah.
in standard. That's just too obnoxious.
Yeah.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
okay. Legacy, not. Why would that be
for
awesome?
who?
Only
Awesome.
deck you'd have to play a blue deck. You'd have no choice. You'd be playing a blue deck.
I already
Yep.
play a blue deck.
Well.
What? I mean, how do you want to get? Do you want to get your land stifled? I don't.
No.
That sounds terrible. That was like one of the reasons I didn't like
They
Legacy.
basically said it's one card that everyone loves,
Okay.
and it's a blue card, and it's getting reprinted.
a blue card that everyone loves. Well, there's a lot of those.
Yes, I
Right?
know. And there were some other hints. I forget what they were, and a lot of people started saying it points towards Stifle.
Man, I want to read these hints now, just so I can just be sad that Stifle's
So
Yeah,
during all that M15 talk, I looked up. There are 5 PTQs within 3 hours of me
Yes,
that I
Wow.
can go to between July and August right now. So,
you should do that.
I'm going to try to go to as many as possible.
Sweet. You're playing Infect, I assume?
Either Infector or Merfolk. We'll see how
Or
I'm
Fishes,
feeling.
sure.
Or Fishes.
I mean, like, the deck in Modern I would have the most experience with would be Tron, because I've played a game with it. But I think I should play Jund if I do, because that's, like, the archetype I have any experience with, and it's pretty similar to what you do in Standard, so...
Yeah, except for
That's
you need
probably right.
bobs and all that. So
Oh yeah, a friend of mine
And voice.
has like every card ever, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, if you want to play in the Modern, just let me know, and I'll get the deck for you." If he doesn't have it, he's like willing to go trade his stuff for it, so I can play, which is pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's got like 50 of each fetch land.
Ah!
This guy has
I'm
a
looking at
safe.
picking up Misties right now, and I'm like,
Ooh, so much.
the other fetches are slowly starting to go down in price.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Misty's not.
Yep, but Misty is going to continue to stay to be about like $80. So I'm like,
that
well, yeah, it hasn't dropped at all. While all the other ones have dropped back down to like 50. So
yeah,
Well, Scully Tarn's also 80.
right, those are the only
Wait,
two
wait,
that do not want to move.
no,
Anyway, I think we're pretty much done, right?
yeah, we're done for the night. So why don't you guys give us a closeout and yeah,
Sure. You can follow me on Twitter. Pretty much the same thing as always. I got my streaming fixed. I understand what the problem was. So what I used to do is I used to have to stream at really low quality. So I had it all really bad. And every time I'd record, I'd be like, why is it such bad quality? I changed this already. As it turns out, in OBS, you have to change the quality for each specific, like, stream page. Remember?
Oh, the
I
scene.
had them all set to really low, and I was like, no, not for the scenes. Like, so I was streaming for IVD, and then I was streaming for O Gaming for a bit, and like just a bunch of different ones. And each different stream key has its own different settings. And I had no idea. So one of them was set to look really nice, but the one that I was using screen caption for wasn't. I was like, why is it when I stream it looks fine, but when I screen capture it looks terrible? That's why. So I figured it out. I can actually do that now. So
excellent.
I wasn't bothering. I had a bunch of stuff recorded. I recorded like 3 cube drafts and just couldn't upload them because they're all really bad quality when I went to go edit. And I was like, oh, this is really sad. So, next time cube is up and I draft it, or if I do standard or something, I can actually upload what I record now. Yay! But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter if I, am doing anything, or if we're doing the show or whatever. I usually tweet about it. So that is the best place to see what's going on. I'll just throw it in the chat. Go ahead.
Cool. So I am Nanman, or the real Nanman, as you'll see me on the interwebs, Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff. I still do a lot of StarCraft-related stuff.
It's a dying breed.
Yeah.
It's
I'm the
not
only one.
quite you.
No, but I pretty much am only really playing Modern when it comes to constructed style of play, and my cube is pretty much done. It's almost cased. My shop is like, they'll get like 1 box of the orange that I need in, and they're like, our shipper's not getting us any more right now. I keep putting in orders, and they're not sending them. So it's like I have 2 more guilds that need to be cased up, and all my lands need to be cased, and then it's done. So.
What's your thing on Cube Tutor?
Oh, I haven't even updated Cube Tutor in so long.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to.
Yeah, I've been updating mine. You should go look at it.
All right. But yeah, Cube Tutor's pretty sweet there. But so, I'm gonna be potentially streaming a little bit this weekend with some Heroes of the Storm stuff. We'll see. I've been talking to one of my buddies about trying to start casting up stuff at our local shop. So maybe that'll start happening by fall. Who knows?
For HOTS too.
Yes. No. For Magic.
Oh, okay.
Actually setting up stuff and doing.
Well,
some
that was I do have to
stuff.
talk to you guys about that because
No.
I need you guys for a day. It's a Saturday
All right.
morning,
Set.
What day?
Yeah.
the 2nd of August.
Okay.
August.
It's
As long as it's not a PTQ.
it's IQ we're having at the shop, so
Oh, cool.
standard IQ.
Okay.
I need two competent casters, and well, I was gonna ask CVM and BBD, but they're busy, so
So
you guys-
Playing it
we'll
a
have to
different
settle.
IQ.
I guess I gotta settle for you guys. So
Yeah, settle for us.
So-
Hey, you know what? We're probably better at casting than they are.
probably
They don't cast.
no. So, anyways, guys, next week, big time personality coming on. You guys I'm gonna call it the biggest personality you may have never heard of in Magic. How about that?
Sure. I mean, I think my hint
Yeah.
was a lot better because it was deceptive, and it lends to them thinking it's someone completely different. But you know what? Your hints are good too.
All right. So, other than that, next week we have that person on, and then the following week we have another amazing guest on, doing interviews. And I guess that person, I'm going to talk to them and see if they actually want a guest host, since we will not have Nanman here. So
Yeah.
maybe they will come on and have discussions with us,
That'd be
and we'll become best buddies and have drinking, and it'll be a good time. So
Man, I'm not drinking this one. Matt Higgs, you're the man, but I was a little tipsy during our episode with you.
So as always, guys, we want to thank our sponsor, CardHoarder.com. Give them a follow at CardHoarder, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week, and I will be streaming this weekend as well, a standard open. So
Peace.
peace.